If anybody need Medi-Cal, we got the Medi-Cal. The medicated, highly educated, inebriated. You know what I'm saying? Highly diamond. Where are my yellow diamond fanatics at up in here? Brooke Jean. I never met this young lady, but I heard her shit is fresh.
Well, this is my first time in Pasadena.
Welcome.
Thank you guys.
No, like ever?
On this side of town. I'm usually like the ones
Old Town?
right there, Old Town Pasadena. That's as far as I've got. I felt like I was driving a Big Bear coming over here.
Hey,
yes.
Hey, this hit the wrong street.
GPS won't work. But yeah, this is
Stay
my
on the
first
local,
time
Fair Oaks.
here.
You hit Lake Fair Oaks, straight up, down. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Well, yes, and this is my first time on this side of town, and I really love the vibe. It reminds me of Lamert Park, back by my house. Came from LAX. Thank you for the people that came out here. I appreciate it. I know it's a drive.
Thank you.
Pleasure to see you guys. Before I start, just want to show you guys some pieces. I also do artwork and quotes. I do custom quotes as well. This first piece here is Memories Last Forever. And this goes with one of my first poems that I have. And when it comes to memories, you know, we always have chances in life, we have choices, we have decisions. And with this piece here, it really got me through a lot that I got in life. Second chances are something I believe that we all can manifest. We all have the decision to make a second chance. We all have the ability. If you feel like you can't overcome an obstacle, if you feel like you're blocked in life, just know that every day there's a second chance. And this is where this piece came from. I'm going to go into a little storyline for you guys. So just hold on while I have Fat Cat get my record.
DJ Fat Keezy. You know what I'm saying? I done took on a whole new persona right now. I'm just waiting. I hope it don't pause like the host.
Uh-oh. Do I need to get my phone on here?
You know what I'm saying? No.
Well, while we wait on that as well, I also brought some EPs. These are free EPs. One of my first one I released. I released this in 2011. I got you. Got a couple in my bag.
Yeah. I need more.
But I'm working on my next album, which will be live instrumentation. I do a lot of poetry with hip hop and neo soul. Oh, now he's ready. But I do a lot of hip hop and neo soul poetry, so that's something that is my little niche, something that I bring about to the poetry community. Because I initially started off with music. So now that we have the tune, I'll go ahead and then I'll explain this a little later. And again, I want you to always remember, you always have a second chance. No matter who tells you what you're doing, they're trying to come across your own path. Standing at the top of my mountain, 2012 tried to rip the patience out of me. Hesitating my speech until I spoke up and over defeat. Weeks ago, a car crash nearly made me lose my mind. Don't tell me I cannot rise to my feet. See, the pain still lingers in my spine because I redefined my mind to stand upright and grab my destiny by the chains of life. Not down, but so positive, these negatives can't escape the attraction that I breathe. Breathing secluded to sacrifice my dreams with a proper plan, but now my mindset has a third change in degrees. See, I lost everything in a set of threes, but you cannot tell me my future has no future in this scene. I designed my outline after God blueprinted my sketches. The pathway is not as long as it seems. You only have one life, who's to tell you don't believe? Bring them to me and I will change their life. I have the battle scars to recharge their perception on everything. You are as positive as you speak. Save those tears to irrigate your gardens of truth. There's enough truth standing around, soldier proof. Hearts of steel with no loops left, pumping its fuel boost. 2012 tried to rip the patience out of me, but my endurance grew past my stamina and I learned to breathe. I pray for life, but it's not guaranteed. We all know this, but when you are shown this, you see fast, you then start to believe. I want a prosperous life on the road with reality in my passenger side, just rewriting this dream has been conceived, shot down, revived, and reborn to see the beautiful days foreshadowing me. No more cruising in the shadows. Concentration deserves sunshine's rays. Let's conquer this maze together. When you are given second chances, your destiny is more important than you may think. It is a long way around this mountain. Are you prepared for this journey of life that I speak? I sure hope so, because you don't know what surprises are ahead. And trust me, you have to be prepared and ready for everything. Second chances. Thank you, everyone. That's my place. So, after I realized voice all gone. After I realized, task over here. Now, I know how to work a mic stand, so don't play me right now, y'all. Thank you. But after I realized, the second chance that I was given to not only change my mindset, but to determine where I wanted to go in life. Like, I feel, especially as young people, we feel that at our age, we haven't accomplished much, or we feel like we haven't gotten so far. You still have so much life to live. Every day you wake up, you have the decision to make the choices to brighten your future, to get you to where you want to. And this piece was one of my first pieces I performed, actually. This was back in 2009, and it was me realizing how women were really personified, how they were seen in the media, but especially women in my culture. So as a growing woman, I wrote this piece titled Inside a Woman's Heartbeat. And this second piece here, very simple, but love. Inside a woman's heartbeat is about loving yourself. You have to love who you are as a woman, especially how we're either catered as sex symbols, we're catered as undervalued genders when it comes to men. So I want you, especially my women, to always remember to love yourself. Adrenaline rushing through me, perspiration so consuming. It's not that one, you can shut that down though, but thank you. Okay. So this is acapella. I appreciate it.
I was on though.
You are on your job. I appreciate it. Okay. Adrenaline rushing through me, perspiration so consuming, and yet I keep moving. Stepping stones to the pathway of dreams, but see, my heartbeats won't seem to cease. Never skipping a beat, determined to overthrow defeat. And like I said, if I fall, I'll rise again to my feet. There's no withdrawal from the addiction of deceit, whether fiction is the depiction you choose to see. The truth is lingering, waiting patiently for a patient being. Pacing in depth, sketching up a canvas queen. See, the art of a woman's determination can't go unseen, whether people's traces of manipulation try to intervene. Royalties uniquely deemed as supreme teams of individuals with sensual senses and visual chemicals that are bound to be a centerfold, such as a centerpiece of letting go. See, pain is like a scapegoat, but I am raining from the air of lost hope while we are culturally belittled with little room to be invincible, defined by sexist principles depicting us as sexual temples. Only good for rental and abusing our God-given mental, just for society to try to be a manipulative kennel, breeding womanizers and pimps, so sentimentally rich, a woman sacred becomes a bitch. Heart burns from emotion spent at the highest cost atop inflation's tent. White surrendering flag waving since the bursary passed, and yet I cannot brag about the world's depiction of women defined bad. My little girls with European swag, hair from another's past with acrylic nails that won't ever last. Lashes, passionately capturing a flock of deception, yet it's a blessing to live with artificial inception. Masculine desire, presence, all that makeup keeps them guessing, and you wonder why my heart beats so restless. Rhythmatic essence, essentially pressure to be the very best at every aspiration the world treasures. Collecting jewels to fuel deep desires, extravagantly wired minus prior choirs. See, a woman's symphony will discreetly bring you higher. She's the mother of earth who gives birth despite patience, because there's no waiting for a woman's cadence. Flow encasing her veins, whole circulation, vitals needing penetration, flowing down towards the heart's basement. That's where a woman places all her precious statements, locked away and forever tossing the key, while the drums steadily increase from protection of affection, straight from the center of a woman's heartbeat. And that's my thank you. Now this last painting that I have to go, my third piece, is Find Your Peace. I love sunsets. When I go right, I go to the beach, I go to the park, I go where I can see a skyline and where I can catch the sunset. And I feel like if we take time, 15 minutes a day, if you have it, 30 minutes a day, an hour, to really sit, think, see where you're going in life, get all the chaos that people try to put in your head and find your own peace, you'll be so much better off. And this last piece is titled Perception. And this is my sunset. Your doors of opportunity, see, they are waiting. There, and I know what it feels like too. I have been there, and I know what it feels like too. I used to be so concerned with what others thought of me, my opinion started to fluctuate between the lie and the truth. I would fear saying the wrong things, so I rarely said anything to compensate my humiliation. But it's funny. People always clung to me regardless, but never really knew the real me. Insecure, timid, afraid, and I even used to think of various ways that I could die. Scholastically intelligent, but mentally lost, I remember writing standards stating, I hate my life, as if I was reprimanded for being alive. I walked a short, depressed path, and less than a handful of people even notice, but that's usually how it goes when you're constantly masking those type of emotions. See, I decided I wanted better. And ever since then, this was only 4 years ago, my biggest problem is parental role models in my life. But hey, I'm happy that is the biggest little problem in my world ever since I've decided to mentally take control of this here girl. I found positivity in secret places of my treasure chest, and all I had to do was dust off the surface to examine the details. I found happiness at the bottom of my luggage because it was routine for me to run away from uncomfortable situations. I found joy underneath my eyelids, resting on top of my iris, waiting for me to see the bigger picture. I found confidence screaming within my pulse, beating with purpose, while this whole time I figured I was never really worth it. I found courage when I poured my heart out to my Father, and not even tears could move him to love me the way I wanted to be loved. I found peace in the arms of my Savior when he just shook his head and stated, I was here the entire time. You chose not to speak to me. But it's funny how sometimes you can forget to think. But trust me, I have been there, and I know what it feels like too. But you always have a second chance at reclaiming your life, no matter your age, circumstance, or ethnicity. It all begins with walking through your doorways. What you achieve determines the destiny you are bound to reach, and that is exactly when my perception of the world began to peak. Perception. So this series, you can act it and fade out right. But thanks. This series that I have is called The Conquer Era. I've actually been out of performing almost a year now, so this is one of my second shows. I appreciate Michael bringing me out. And if you guys would like to follow me, I'm at Brooke_Jean, Twitter, Instagram. I'm going to have a show August 7th. I would love for you guys to come out. We got a haul all the way to Sunset, to the clubs and the concert venues. But I perform with a band. I have my own jazz band, singers, different musicians. So I'll definitely post that information. I'll give it to Michael. I'd love to see you out. And these pieces as well, I sell pieces and I do custom poetry. So you can contact me for that. And again, I have 3 copies of my EP. Thank you for bringing me out and thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Brooke Jean. I don't know, man. This mine, can I have this?
You can have it.
Okay, thank you. I'm getting mine.